Have you ever gotten tired of meal planning? You sit down on a Sunday, you open a notes app or a spreadsheet, and within 10 minutes, you're either staring at the same 5 meals you always eat or completely overwhelmed with options. Either way, the plan is collapsed and you're back to deciding what to eat at 7 p.m. when you're hungry. That's not a discipline problem, that's a design problem. And the way most people approach meal planning is specifically designed to fail, because it treats planning as a weekly event rather than a system you build once and then run on autopilot. I'm going to give you 4 practical ways to make meal planning so easy you barely notice you're doing it, and show you how to use AI to make it so interesting you'll actually stick to it. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Harry. I have a degree in plant science, and I spent the last decade in agriculture and nutrition, and I run a hemp protein brand called Canteen. I think about nutrition a lot, how to optimize it, where it fails, how to make it easy. So hopefully this video will be useful to you. Let's get into it. The reason why meal plans collapse into chicken and rice isn't because of discipline. It's that generating variety requires creative effort that most people do not have on a Sunday evening. AI removes that bottleneck completely. Decision fatigue is a real and well-documented phenomenon. Every food choice you make draws on the same cognitive resource pool as every other decision you make throughout the day. By the time you sit down to meal plan at the end of the week, that pool is already depleted, which is exactly why you default to the same 5 meals, give up entirely, or order something in. A well-prompted AI solves this problem in 30 seconds. Give it your protein target, your available ingredients, your cooking time constraints, and the cuisines you enjoy, and ask for 5 dinners that fit. The output is a meal plan that's nutritionally aligned, uses what's in your fridge, and uses flavor variety you wouldn't have generated yourself. So for example, I paste this prompt into ChatGPT. I have it already made. I have chicken breast, eggs, Greek yogurt, rice, spinach, broccoli, onions, garlic, bell peppers, canned beans, tortilla, pasta, and cheddar cheese in the house. I need to hit 160 grams of protein per day, want dinners that take 30 minutes or less, and enjoy Mexican, Mediterranean, Asian, and Italian flavors. Give me 5 high-protein dinner ideas using mostly these ingredients. For each meal, include the meal name, ingredients used, estimated protein per serving, quick cooking instructions, and 1 optional ingredient swap for variety. Prioritize meals that are healthy, flavorful, and minimize waste by reusing ingredients across the week. Okay, let's see what it says. And then you can see it gives you the dish, the flavor, the ingredients, and then rough cooking instructions, all using ingredients that are in the house. I will also list the prompt below if you want to try it yourself. Run this once a month to refresh your 2-week rotation. The structure stays stable, the meals stay interesting, and the planning time drops from 1 hour to 5 minutes. The plan is now easy to generate and interesting enough to stick with it. The next problem is shopping, which is where most plans fall apart in execution. Most people build their shopping list after they've planned their meals. That's the wrong order. The shopping list should come first, because what you buy determines what you cook, not the other way around. Here's what actually happens when you plan meals first and shop second. You write down 5 meals, half the ingredients aren't things you'd normally buy, the shop takes 40 minutes, and by Thursday, 2 of those ingredients are still in the fridge because you didn't feel like cooking that specific meal that night. So the ingredients don't get used and the plan doesn't get followed, and the whole system resets on Sunday. The problem isn't that you planned the wrong meals, it's that the ingredients had no flexibility. A shopping list built around specific recipes locks you into specific execution, and real weeks don't work that way. Build your list around versatile ingredients instead, things that can go in 3 or 4 different meals depending on what you feel like. Eggs, tinned fish, a grain, a few proteins, vegetables you actually enjoy eating. If you buy an ingredient you don't normally cook with, you'll find a way to use it. AI is also useful here. You can ask it, what are 10 ingredients I can build 5 different meals from? It will give you a flexible base that will generate variety without requiring you to commit to specific meals. The shopping list stops being a record of what you planned and starts being the raw material of what you actually want that night. You can use the same prompt from the previous step to come up with new ideas. Once the ingredients are there, the plan has room to flex. The only thing left to account for is the nights that even that feels too much. Every meal plan has its failure point. Nights where you're too tired to cook, running late, or simply don't want what's scheduled. Most plans don't account for this. They assume perfect execution every night, which means the first deviation feels like the plan is completely ruined. For example, a Wednesday with no backup and a 9 p.m. finish becomes a high-calorie, low-protein convenience food that undoes 2 days of good eating. Not because you lack discipline, it's because there wasn't a good backup. An unplanned deviation feels like a failure. A planned one doesn't. Build 2 or 3 designated fallback meals into your plan. Meals that take under 10 minutes, use pantry staples, and still hit your protein targets. That could be canned fish over rice, eggs and lentils, a protein shake and a salad. Those aren't compromises, they're scheduled. When a hard night arrives, you're not deviating from the plan, you're executing it. Okay, so last strategy, and this makes everything else compound over time rather than reset every week. A meal plan that never changes becomes as fatiguing as no plan at all. But a plan that changes every week never becomes automatic. The solution is a review cadence that's long enough to build a habit, but short enough to prevent boredom. Flavor fatigue is real. Your sensory system generates genuine aversion to food you consume repeatedly, which is your body signaling nutritional monotony. A plan you don't update eventually produces the same collapse as no plan, just more slowly. Most people respond by abandoning the system entirely rather than updating it. The problem isn't the plan. It's that the plan was never designed to evolve. So here's the solution. Review your master list every few months. Update the prompt to drop the meals you stopped enjoying. Use AI to generate 3 or 4 replacement meals in 5 minutes, and update your master shopping list accordingly. That's the entire maintenance burden. A few sessions per year, 1 session every few months, each under 15 minutes. The plan stays fresh enough to sustain, automated enough to require no weekly effort, and nutritionally consistent enough to move the needle over time. So do this to make meal planning easy. Build it once, maintain it quarterly, and just let it run. So here's the system. Stop replanning every week. Build a master list and cycle it. Use AI to generate variety without creative effort. Plan for failure nights explicitly so deviations don't feel like a failure. And review quarterly rather than weekly to keep the plan fresh and stop it feeling like a constant project. Meal planning doesn't have to be a Sunday chore. Built correctly, it's something you barely notice you're doing. Once the meal plan is in place, the thing that most people overlook is when they're eating throughout the day. Timing matters more than people think. And I'll break it all down in the next video. See you in the next one.